Paul McPhillips all in, and there'll be a side pot here.
Call. Check. Check.
Paul Davis and Miles Adam may just check this down to try and get this head up.
Check. Check.
Here's the river card.
Check. Check. Showdown, please.
So McPhillips is all in.
Got a 9.
Showdown.
No, it's all over.
King 9.
Miles
full
Adam
nines,
has a
and
pair of nines to match up with the 2 4s and his king in his hand.
Cannot win. And Queen 3 is the hand for Davis, which means McPhillips is up.
Well, the damage was done with the 8-9 of hearts. Paul McPhillips had been waiting all night long to make a move, and when he did, he found an unlucky spot. He put up a great fight, but it's back to Edinburgh for the admin manager.
Moving into the last phase of the session, I felt that I was struggling for the hands. I made a play on an 8-9 suited, which, given it was a good chance to double up, I thought was the hand to play. He turned over an ace-6 and then that was history, but play the hand again, I'd probably fold it, but that's poker.
So we're down to 2, and Miles Adam has the edge over Paul Davies. 7,800 plays 4,200 in this showdown. There's been a lot of fireworks between these remaining 2 so far this evening, and I don't expect either of these to go down laughing.
Well, one thing's for sure, as you know, Jesse, the button is all important here. Your first to act before the flop, last to act after the flop, and aggressive play is what pays off in heads up.
400.
400 plus 1,000, 10 jack suited for Paul Davis. That's not a bad hand. And oh my gosh, they've both got pretty big hands here. Could it all be gotten in on the very first hand to head up? Davis considering. I don't know who's the more aggressive between these two, but neither of them like being backed into a corner.
Yet again, Miles counting his chips here. And do you know, Paul is actually considering this. Remember earlier on, he moved all in with Jack 9 off suit and managed to double up. He had 2 live cards, managed to hit one. Is he seriously considering going for the double up right now?
Seems to all get down to whether or not Paul Davis thinks he needs to win a race in order to win this tournament. It's a very tough decision.
And this time he's laid it down.
I mean, the mitigating factor there could have been that Paul Davis just felt that Miles was going to call. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell, but it seems like that Paul Davis feels like he's got a good read on Miles Adam. Miles, though, has the chips.
I nearly pressed the button.
Well, the key thing here, Jesse, is really not to go too far below 3,000. I like to be in a position where if I double up, I'm going to be chip leader.
Action on Miles now, who's just limping in.
Well, that's showing weakness.
Jack high.
And he continues playing with his chips.
Check.
Probably had a Meccano set when he was a kid.
He's doing that a lot, isn't he? 10 high flop. Davies has eyes only for Miles.
Paul is first.
Sorry, I do apologize.
He's checked out of turn there.
Paul's flopped a flush draw here, 4 diamonds.
Check. Check.
That has changed nothing. Hey, there's 800 in there if somebody wants it.
Little tester bet here from Paul.
600. 600. Haven't changed. So I'll give it to you. Pass.
Well, Simon, this has been a very friendly game all tournament long. And these guys are 2 classy players, but you can feel the competitive spirit oozing out of both of their shells. They want to win. So we're heads up in this fascinating final heat, and Miles Adam has the slight advantage over Paul Davis. Paul Davis to act. There's 600 in the pot. He'll show the camera his cards, but he won't show them to Miles Adam. Tells in poker, it's almost like French cooking, a mystery science, but Paul Davis, whether or not he's just trying to get every information he can. Paul Davis has ace-king.
Raised 400.
It's a big hand.
Raised to 800.
And he's making a minimum raise.
Well, he's not going to trick Miles here. Miles, I'm sure, knows that if somebody just doubles the big blind, it's usually a big hand.
7 high for Miles. He's being enticed. He's being invited to jump into the water.
Well, you can almost read his mind here. He's thinking, why has he only raised 400?
Why so little?
There we go, see?
Why so
Why so little, he says.
A pair of aces, that's why.
Okay.
Paul said, I've got aces.
That's pretty smooth.
It's only 5% of his chips to see this flop. I mean, if he puts Paul on an exact hand, he could call. No.
Pass.
He's obviously scared that Paul has got aces.
Paul Davis may use that move to his advantage later, Simon.
Big blind, please.
Blind's still 200, 400, Jesse. Paul has exactly a third of the chips. He has 4,000. Miles has 8,000. Paul on the button here. He's got a suited ace. He's obviously going to raise this. How much is he going to raise this time? Is it going to be 1,000 or 800?
Raised to 1000.
It's 1,000.
Raised to 1000.
It's a quarter of his stack.
Re-raise.
And Miles. Oh, he's found an ace, but it's a lower one.
All in.
I haven't announced my re-raise.
We have a bad situation here, unfortunately for Paul. Miles announced raise. Paul, before he put the raise in, announced all in. Now that means that Miles only has to double the original bet. He could just put in a minimum raise up to 2,000. When Paul goes all in, he now has to decide whether he wants to put another 2,000 into call.
I'll raise 2,000.
Yeah.
You're going to go all in. I'll call.
Okay,
That's fine.
right.
Well, this
All
is
in.
astonishing.
All
He
in.
had the opportunity to get away from this hand, and he
Let's
still
see
called.
Your cards, please.
Well, there's actually, it might be a good break for Miles. There's a lot of split pots here, Simon. Ace-5 and ace-deuce.
Ace
will
five
probably
for Paul. Ace deuce.
split this more often
Wouldn't this be incredible if Miles hit a 2?
than not. It's Paul